Let me ask you something. If you made a money mistake at 30, you might have had years, maybe even decades, to recover from it. But after 50, that same mistake can hit a whole lot harder. And that's really what changes in this stage of life. It's not that people over 50 suddenly become bad with money. It's that the financial decisions you make now carry more weight. There's less time to recover, less room for trial and error, and a lot more riding on getting it right. So in this video, we're going to talk about 7 money mistakes people over 50 make, why they can be so costly, and most importantly, what you can do to avoid them. And this is a no-judgment zone. A lot of these mistakes are common. The goal here isn't to scare you. It's to help you protect yourself, protect your retirement, and make smarter choices going forward. One quick note. I'm using mostly US-based examples here. Things like Social Security, Medicare, and IRS rules, because that's where the clearest official data is. But even if you live somewhere else, the bigger lessons still apply. All right, let's get into it. 1. Claiming Social Security too early without a strategy. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make, and it often happens for a very understandable reason. People reach 62, they're tired, they want the income, and they think, why wait? I've worked all these years. I might as well start collecting now. And emotionally, that makes sense. But financially, claiming Social Security early can permanently reduce your monthly benefit. That means you're not just getting a smaller check for a little while, you're locking in a smaller monthly amount for the long haul. And that smaller check can affect everything else. It may mean pulling more money from savings. It may mean cutting back more than you expected. And it may mean feeling more pressure every time the market drops or expenses rise. On the other hand, waiting longer can increase your monthly benefit. So this is not just about whether you can claim. It's about whether claiming now is the smartest move for your overall retirement plan. A good way to think about this is simple. Compare your numbers at 62, full retirement age, and 70. Then ask yourself, which option covers more of my essential bills? Which option puts less pressure on my savings? And which option gives me more peace of mind later in life? Because Social Security is not just a check. It's one of the few sources of guaranteed income many people will have in retirement. So don't make that decision based on emotion alone. Make it with a plan. 2. Assuming Medicare means healthcare is mostly taken care of. A lot of people hear Medicare and feel relieved. And I understand why. After years of dealing with health insurance through work or paying out of pocket, Medicare sounds like the point where healthcare should finally become simple and affordable. But this is where people often get surprised. Medicare helps, yes, but it does not mean your healthcare costs disappear. You can still be dealing with premiums, deductibles, co-insurance, prescriptions, and all the things many retirement budgets forget to include, like dental, vision, hearing, and unexpected out-of-pocket costs. So what happens? Someone retires thinking their budget is solid, and then healthcare quietly starts eating into the money they thought they'd have for travel, fun, family, or just peace of mind. And that's what makes this mistake so dangerous. It sneaks up on people. The smarter move is to treat healthcare like a major category in retirement planning, not a side note. Build it into your budget on purpose. That means accounting for monthly premiums, prescriptions, deductibles, specialist visits, dental, vision, hearing, and cushion for the things you didn't see coming. Because one of the fastest ways for retirement to feel stressful is to underestimate what staying healthy may actually cost. 3. Putting off long-term care planning. This is the one people avoid because it feels uncomfortable. Nobody wants to imagine a future where they might need help with everyday things. Nobody wants to think about losing independence, needing assistance, or becoming a burden on family. So a lot of people push this conversation off. They tell themselves they'll deal with it later. But the problem is, later is often when it turns into a crisis. Long-term care is not just nursing home care. It can mean needing help at home. It can mean help with dressing, bathing, meals, transportation, or mobility. It can mean assisted living. It can mean family stepping in when they're not financially or emotionally prepared to do so. And one of the biggest misconceptions is that Medicare will take care of all of it. In many cases, it won't. Which means if you don't have a plan, the costs can come fast, and the stress can hit even faster. Now, this doesn't mean you need some perfect, complicated long-term care strategy by next week. But it does mean you should stop pretending it's not something to think about. Start simple. Ask yourself, if I needed care, where would I want it? Who would help make decisions? How would the first few months get paid for? Would I rather plan to self-fund, look into coverage options, or lean on family support? Even a basic written plan is better than leaving your loved ones to guess in the middle of a stressful situation. Because when decisions are rushed, they're usually more expensive, emotionally and financially. 4. Carrying high-interest debt into retirement. Debt can weigh on you at any age. But after 50, especially as retirement gets closer, high-interest debt can become much more than just an annoyance. It can become a real threat to your flexibility. And credit card debt is usually the worst offender. Why? Because the interest is so high that it works against you every single month. You make payments, but a big chunk of your money goes toward interest instead of actually reducing the balance. And that can keep you stuck longer than you expected. When you're younger, you may still have time and income growth on your side. But as retirement gets closer, the equation changes. You may be moving toward a fixed income. You may have fewer options to bring in extra money. And the last thing you want is to carry expensive debt into a stage of life where your money needs to stretch further. So if you're over 50, this is the time to get brutally honest about what debt is costing you. Write down every balance, every payment, and every interest rate. Then focus on knocking out the highest interest debt first. And ask yourself one important question. If my income dropped tomorrow, could I still handle these payments comfortably? If the answer is no, don't ignore that. The fewer mandatory payments you carry into retirement, the more control you keep over your future. 5. Overlooking taxes and required minimum distributions. This one catches a lot of people off guard because it doesn't always feel urgent, until suddenly it is. For years, people do the right thing. They save into retirement accounts, they invest consistently, and they focus on growing the money. But then, later on, many forget that retirement planning isn't just about putting money in. At some point, there are rules about taking money out too. That's where required minimum distributions, or RMDs, come in. And if you miss them, make a mistake, or don't plan properly, it can cost you. This gets especially messy when people have multiple old retirement accounts sitting in different places. One IRA here, another account there, maybe an old 401k somewhere else. No single account feels like a big deal, so things get overlooked. And when money gets overlooked, deadlines get missed. Then on top of that, poor withdrawal timing can increase taxable income and create other ripple effects that people didn't expect. So the fix here is really about simplicity and planning. Consolidate where it makes sense. Automate what you can. Keep a clear list of accounts. Put deadlines on your calendar. And start thinking about taxes before the IRS forces you to. Because retirement tax planning matters just as much as retirement saving. It's not only about how much money you built. It's also about how wisely you manage it once you start using it. 6. Investing like you're still in the saving stage. This is a big one. Saving for retirement and living in retirement are not the same thing. When you're working and building wealth, the goal is mostly accumulation. You're adding money, staying invested, and thinking long-term. But once you're retired, or even close to it, the game changes. Now, it's not just about growing money. It's also about withdrawing it in a way that lasts. And that's where people can run into trouble. Some people stay too aggressive and ignore the fact that they may need income from their portfolio soon. Others go too far in the opposite direction. They get nervous, move too much into cash, and become so conservative that inflation quietly starts eroding their purchasing power. Neither extreme is ideal. What helps is to stop thinking of all your money as one lump sum and start giving it different jobs. Some money is for the near future. Some money is for the next several years. And some money is for long-term growth. That way, if the market drops, you're not forced to sell investments meant for the long run just to cover short-term needs. It also helps to decide ahead of time how you'll respond during rough markets. For example, if the market falls sharply, maybe you temporarily cut back on discretionary spending. Maybe you delay a large purchase. Maybe you adjust travel or entertainment for a while. That kind of flexibility can protect you from making emotional decisions at the worst possible time. Because retirement investing is not just about earning returns. It's about creating a system that helps your money keep working for you while you're using it. 7. Ignoring the paperwork that protects what you've built. This last mistake is not flashy, but it's one of the most important. A lot of people spend years building savings, paying off debt, and preparing for retirement. But they leave major gaps in the paperwork that's supposed to protect all of that. And those gaps can create serious problems. We're talking about things like an outdated will, old beneficiary designations, missing powers of attorney, no healthcare directive, no trusted contact on important accounts, or no plan for protecting yourself from scams and financial fraud. And here's something many people do not realize. Your beneficiary forms on retirement accounts can override what your will says. So if you haven't reviewed those forms in years, your money may not go where you think it will. That is not a small detail. And then there's the fraud piece. Scammers know older adults often have more assets, more savings, and more at stake. That makes them a target. And all it takes is one bad call, one urgent message, or one moment of pressure for someone to lose money they spent decades building. So this is where being proactive really matters. Pick one time every year. Your birthday month is a great choice. And do a full money checkup. Review your beneficiaries. Review your key legal documents. Make sure a trusted person knows where important information is. And slow down anytime money pressure shows up out of nowhere. If someone is rushing you, telling you to keep it secret, or demanding immediate payment, that is your signal to stop and verify everything independently. Protecting your money is not just about growing it. It's also about making sure it stays protected. So let's quickly recap. The 7 money mistakes people over 50 make are claiming Social Security too early without a strategy, assuming Medicare covers more than it does, putting off long-term care planning, carrying high-interest debt into retirement, overlooking taxes and RMDs, investing like you're still only in the saving phase, and ignoring the paperwork and protections that safeguard your money. The good news is this: none of these mistakes are impossible to fix. And you do not have to tackle all 7 at once. Even choosing one area to clean up this week can make a meaningful difference. Because after 50, good money decisions are not really about perfection. They're about being intentional. They're about protecting your options. And they're about avoiding the kinds of mistakes that get much more expensive later. If this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone else who's thinking seriously about retirement. And let me know in the comments, which one of these money mistakes do you think people underestimate the most? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.